to take opportunities out of thin air, specifically with Lucas. He's going to spawn into this one with the Annihilator, I'm sure, but the problem is that you go in towards Raid where I wouldn't say the HSO shotgun is null and void, but no, you're not going to find that double shotgun hit that we got on Crossfire.
Yeah, for sure. At this stage of the tournament, I think anything is winnable.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying that just because I went all in on Galler's winning here. But. Taking a look, we do also have, of course, multiple matches that had been happening at one point in time, and we have not heard much about what's going on with the New Gen Ninjas and OUG game. So with that and with this small break, we'll throw things back over to Beef Mama to give us an update of what's going on the second screen.
Two different storylines so far in day number 2. Upper bracket finals, Elevate and Q9. They're going to be going up against each other. Haven't lost at all in this competition. But on the other hand, take a look at the bottom. We got teams at the brink of elimination. This is day number 2, baby. I can't wait for the action.
So you see it down there, OUG get past New Gen Ninjas. So we've got all 3 Chinese representatives making it into the top 6. And of course, the big news is that Wolves OUG, that's been a saucy series when they've played at CDM. So I wouldn't rule anyone away from what that could look like as we eventually get there. Mihawk for free? No chance.
The vibes out there is crazy. Dogs out, ready to slay out. I mean, yeah, get that fan on there, too.
Dude. I can't, dude. Oh, brother.
Production's going on it, too. That's insane.
Oh, man.
World Championships, Saturdays, Sundays. It's always so fun when the COD mobile community gets together. You never know what's going to happen. Kind of like chocolates. Never know what you're going to get.
Mihawk goes so rogue, bro.
He really does.
Whatever he wants, he gets. Apparently. I did not make that rule up, but apparently
he got his bathroom break, and he came flying back over here. And the reason why he was so fast is because he had just...
Oh man, I love mobile gamers, guys. These guys are nuts.
Galers are looking locked up. They're sitting there chatting even probably about that first round strategy, even trying to play a couple rounds down the line. And I know that that's something that Lucas really does pride himself off when it comes down to this team, is the over preparation, trying to get these guys within the right headspace for a couple rounds down the line, thinking a few steps ahead. Fist bumps are out, loadouts are being selected. Is this where the story ends for you, Galers? I don't think it is.
I mean, whatever it's going to be, if this has to be a 3-0, it's going to be real tight, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be real tight.
No competitive series so far. Galers with their biggest test yet on the day ever since winners round 1, a wake-up call versus Wolves. And now back truly against the elimination wall. They have to win raid control.
Hell of a start here for Stalwart, able to find a 4-for-2 opening exchange. Lucas is still sniping, keeping the hand hot. As FDX will be trying to do the same thing, but is playing this scope in Zig, aka he's got the prize fighters out. Watching his cross, is trying to keep alive. And whoa, there we go! Diving out into the action. Gallerus stabilizing those. Mihawk and Zeus catch 3 in the middle of the map. We'll go to the Latin Americans.
I mean, hey, even though you can't get away with 2-7, some G and being able to get themselves set. 3 life advantage for Stalwart, though. That's where you're going to be leaning in towards your immediate win condition. It's just constant.
Mihawk out the window. Trying to watch things as Gallerus are trying to stave off this spawn trap. And Hen will say not so fast. Crack-a-lackin'. 17-14 in the life count. 25 seconds remaining. And that means that Gallerus have to commit to something. Tons of nades over the top, but it's 3 down, and Gallerus can pause the clock with 22 seconds as they try to play around B.
You get more players that are actually spawning parallel over towards Laundry, so these nades are going to be resupplemented. Skurd, Reef, able to move their way forward. You got more players nearby resupplementing these nades, and now if you're Gallerus, you're kind of forced to get back over towards A. They spawn parallel to it, Alan, but they're late to hop it.
That's fine. They're able to get this thing back to a 10-10 count. Hen's got an opportunity to stall things with the Pred missile. Lucas also connects. Now a life lead to Gallerus. 9 seconds is where the clock comes to a pause as the first tick gets locked. An opportunity to try to get a little bit more here as Hen has a Sparrow at the ready if he wants it. Stalwart trying to pull a full surround, trying to get bedroom control. FDX at money window is smoked out, and here's the spare overhead, countered by the one from Reef. Who hits harder? Reef loses the charge. Bjork and Hen continue to connect. 8v4 situation. Third tick of progress coming through, but Stalwart clean the zone. 44, 5 seconds on the clock. Is anyone to get there to touch it? Time. It's going to be a foot race. Oh no, they don't. Just barely.
So close until it was so far away. Just the 2 segments captured there for Galaris. Keep in mind for the round 5 defense at the very least, but what a wonderful job of just constantly cycling players out of these powerful positions. Those delayed spawns that came through to the backside of Laundry to resupplement those nades, that doesn't end up coming through as quick as it did. They probably don't recontest that ring assault. So now over towards the offense. Here comes Stalwart. Immediately through the map, trying to get over towards A first.
And they're just quick to get over towards bottom side Tiki and through the pool. It's a good old-fashioned wellness weekend for them on the A zone. STE looking clean on this opening breakoff. Operators are still relatively even, but the lives are at this point, if you're Galaris, if you don't find an opening elimination to crack the code on this, you're chalking and rotating.
Should be. Death Machine's now pulled out as well for Skirt. Gets shut down. Nade stuns over the top. Galaris are positioning themselves in money window for the contest and through open stairs.
What?
They found the opening, Alan, and they were able to swarm around the A zone. So the second segment does get locked, but now Parallel are Stalwart to beat.
That looked like is about as easy to read as it possibly could have been with Galaris coming through Laundry, cracking through middle. That should have been a pool cross cut.
Absolutely.
That Stalwart should have expected, but it gives Galaris an opportunity. Foki onto the Tempest. Hasn't had a chance to really pop it yet. Second tick at B starting to be worked on as Stalwart are really putting a lot of good objective focus into the minds of Galaris. Second tick going to get locked here as Lucas is a little late to the kill. Even though we're tied in lives, major opportunity for Stalwart to extend the clock.
Yeah, I mean, pick your poison here. You got players already lurking around Tiki, which FDX, he pulls the Annihilator to be able to win the 1v1. Knows that there's another player inside the money window, and who else is it? But the Annihilator player himself of Lucas to shut down the opposite side. No third segment being worked on quite yet, but position being taken by Stalwart to get back over towards A.
Hawk has to win this 1v1. And I don't know if he knows that FDX is here. Oh, and how about the left right? But they know that Foki has taken that same position. Focus is over towards A. Defense for Galaris, trying to fight that off and keep the clock ticking. But it looks like Jai and the rest of Stalwart will get the extra 60. One life edge. But the biggest thing is this might not even be down to a TDM. You have to be perfect for Galaris to keep Stalwart off the zone with that second tick already locked.
That's absolutely right. And keep in mind, FDX did connect with a nade on a Foki, so he knows that he's still lurking around here looking for the spawn trap. That's one less player that both these two teams have been missing. 2 if you're counting for Galaris, if they want to try to retake over by that A zone.
You can't spawn trap when it's a 4v6. There's no more respawns available. You gotta win out from the front. 4v5. Oh, the timing from Foki. Do they expect this? Here comes the help, trying to re-clear Laundry. May not make a difference. Club is already up top. FDX able to connect 1-1. 3v1 situation, and they do get the read onto Foki. A quick 2-0 edge for Stalwart.
It's looking good to be closing things out here. Galaris really got to piece things together here. This opening engagement is just about everything possible. What do they even have for it? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Opening nades, maybe gunfights. Lucasen now has a sniper rifle in hand. One operator ready for read. It's the Sparrow, and he just goes straight through Zig. He sees everybody in open stairs. That trophy system was so dead.
Middle of the map instantly taken by Stalwart. Galaris trying to cover this hit with smoke. But they're stuck at the moment. And this does not feel good. At least they were able to stop any potential spawn threat. You've also got a Death Machine working around the back. Oh, this is taking a lot of ammunition, tell you could. Oh boy, at least Mihawk is eventually able to connect, but he's gonna run out of this thing. And for Galaris, it doesn't turn into too much in terms of offensive pressure.
They're hurting, keep fighting.
They are indeed hurting. Galaris gotta start fighting. Trying to get themselves over towards his A control zone, just to try to stall out the clock, let alone get a couple of segments. Reverse sweep of the control would be an insane feat, and they're fighting the eliminations not only to continue the zone progress, Alan, but also get a 3-life lead. They may have operators in rotation. They're holding on to them just in case these players over by jungle lose their lives.
I mean, this would be wicked. Not talking about the one with Gwenda. Talking about what we got out of the Latin Americans. Foki, Tempest in hand. 2 other operators. How do you set this up with plenty of time on the clock? You have to be efficient. You would love to be able to hold on to these ops for the next round if you can get there. Big if.
Yeah, Foki with the Tempest is going to be the first one to kind of feel things out for information, but now we're going to end up having an opportunity for Stalwart just to keep them all trapped all through the middle of the map. They're still where players are lurking around jungle, so you feel like that once everybody spawn back up, once they get out from spawn, some operators got...
Oh! Brief not done! Huge for Stalwart. Still one life edge though for Galaris. 60 seconds. But a pop-off moment likely living rent-free in the minds of Galaris. Galaris' Reef is not done. Eventually shut down by the Sparrow, but you have to pull the ops just to see another rounder for Galaris. And they very well may have created the opportunity to do so, but it's expensive.
Only one player on the capture, 100-killer drone. We'll keep that one player weak, forced to jump out, Hen now dead. So the zone won't be working on the progress anymore. Galaris only lead by a single life. This Sparrow is threatening for Reef. The smoke comes through over by pillars. Now he knows where to be throwing these bolts. Stalwart are just hurling around the backside of Laundry. They don't want this fight to be coming through, but Mihawk does find timing for at least one.
FDX is going to try to call game here with the Annihilator out. Hits onto one and another. Now Stalwart with the life edge and the clock in their favor. Reef trying to also hit hard. And this has been a masterclass from Stalwart. 4v3. Last chance for Galaris to try to stay alive in this tournament, and Clove is not going to let it happen. Bing, done, no problem. Stalwart 3-0 and wave goodbye to the Latin Americans.
It was so competitive until it wasn't. Until we got into the raid control, Galaris were fighting hard. From so many different opportunities, from so many different situations. Backs against the wall, no longer, but on a plane ticket home. Top 4 last year, top 6 for this time around. Galaris should be still holding their heads high. They faced some really stiff competition, but this Stalwart esports team, man. I was saying, coming off that Q9 matchup, literally playing on that raid, felt like almost like a hyperbolic time chamber. And facing the way that Galaris was just presenting it.
Yeah, absolutely. Just on top of that, just the ice and the composure to with the close out. The hard point where you started, the search and destroy and extras after Lucazin was trying to challenge everything. And then here in the raid, a couple of tight moments as we got the end of each round. So Galaris will be eliminated, and that's the end of the West, with quotations around it. So we talked about this a lot, and it really was our narrative builder for the last 3 years of World Championships, East versus West. There's no more debate anymore. Kamol is living in the East, and now all of a sudden we're starting to talk about China versus Korea. Is that pretty much all we have left?
That's literally all that we have left. I mean, you got an idea. Yeah, put UG on the map. No, they watch it. I mean, like, you have like the NA copium, I guess, but that's realistically, these highlights are going to be quite telling for the raid and control. It was a masterclass from a lot of different opportunities, Alan, but like, once we get to that replay at the end, that's the moment we jump out of my shoes. That icy moment, which is about everything.
You know, I feel like we might have gotten the play of the tournament out of Lucas in there. It just wasn't enough to help them get the win they needed over Stalwart Esports. But, I mean, we heard you guys. You heard everybody in the back screaming. That was insane.
I mean, we've got 1v4 yesterday. We had Ace. Pop, 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 pop. Clean with the scope. You know what? Pop-offs don't necessarily always mean wins.
Yeah.
You can throw Hail Marys all you want, but, you know, old-fashioned big man football is pound the rock. You know, do the dirty work in the trenches.
Yep.
Stalwart's doing that.
Run the ball, man. That's exactly what we got to see out of ST. It's just consistency within their positioning. 23 and 15 out of Scourge, 31 and 17 out of Reef. Able to really put themselves in a positional advantage continuously every single time going in towards that grade control.
Well, I want to check back in with Ian and see how STE is feeling after securing that win.
I got a feeling they're feeling a little bit tired because it's been a very long day for these guys. I'm standing by with FDX. That is the first question I've got for you, because once you drop into that lower bracket, it is brutal. You've got to put in so much work. Are you guys exhausted, or are you still feeling up to the challenge?
We still have some power left. we're gonna get that championship title. Come on.
Oh, I like that. I mean, it's right there. When you look at it, what does it make